Toronto Raptors jokes, NBA jokes. Q. What do you call an Toronto Raptors player with a championship ring? A. A thief. Q. What's the difference between the Toronto Raptors and a dollar bill? A. You can still get 4 quarters out of a dollar bill. Q. What do the Toronto Raptors and possums have in common? A. Both play dead at home and get killed on the road. Q. What is the difference between a Raptors fan and a baby? A. The baby will stop whining after a while. Q. How many Toronto Raptors players does it take to change a tire? A. 1, unless it's a blowout, in which case they all show up. Q. What do you call 12 millionaires around a TV watching the NBA Finals? A. The Toronto Raptors. Q. How do you keep an Toronto Raptors player out of your yard? A. Put up a basketball net. Q. What is a Toronto Raptors fan's favorite wine? A. We can't beat Boston. Q. How do you stop an Toronto Raptors fan from beating his wife? A. Dress her in Boston green and white. Q. What is the difference between a bucket of shit and an Toronto Raptors fan? A. The bucket. Q. If you have a car containing a Raptors power forward, a Raptors point guard, and a Raptors center, who is driving the car? A. The cop. Q. How do you castrate an Toronto Raptors fan? A. Kick his sister in the mouth. Q. What should you do if you find 3 Toronto Raptors basketball fans buried up to their neck in cement? A. Get more cement. Q. What's the difference between an Toronto Raptors fan and a carp? A. One is a bottom-feeding scum sucker, and the other is a fish. Q. How did the Toronto Raptors fan die from drinking milk? A. The cow fell on him. Q. What does an Toronto Raptors fan do when his team has won the NBA Finals? A. He turns off the PlayStation 3. Q. How many Toronto Raptors fans does it take to change a light bulb? A. None. Lava lamps don't burn out, man. Q. What does a Toronto Raptors fan and a bottle of beer have in common? A. They're both empty from the neck up. Q. Why do Toronto Raptors fans keep their season tickets on their dashboards? A. So they can park in handicap spaces. Q. How do the Raptors spend the first week of training camp? A. Studying the Miranda rights. Q. How do you keep a Raptors fan from masturbating? A. You paint his dick Boston green and white and he won't beat it for 4 years. Q. Why do ducks fly over Air Canada Centre upside down? A. There's nothing worth craping on. Q. Why doesn't Vancouver have a professional basketball team? A. Because then Toronto would want one. Q. What do you call a Toronto Raptor in the NBA Finals? A. A referee. Q. Did you hear that Toronto's basketball team doesn't have a website? A. They can't string 3 Ws together. Raptors fan. A Raptors fan dies on match day and goes to heaven in his red and black jersey. He knocks on the old pearly gates and out walks Street Peter. Hello mate, says Street Peter. I'm sorry, no Raptors fans in heaven. What? Exclaims the man, astonished. You heard, no Raptors fans. But, I've been a good man, replies the Raptors supporter. Oh really, says Street Peter. What have you done, then? Well, said the supporter, 3 weeks before I died, I gave $100 to the starving children in Africa. Oh, says Street Peter. Anything else? Well, 2 weeks before I died I also gave $100 to the homeless. Anything else? Yet. A week before I died I gave $100 to the Albanian orphans. Okay, said Street Peter, you wait here a minute while I have a word with the god. 10 minutes pass before Street Peter returns. He looks the bloke in the eye and says, "I've had a word with God and he agrees with me. Here's your $300 back, now fuck off." Genie. A Raptors fan and a Celtics fan stumble upon a magic lamp. The Raptors fan gets to it first, picks it up and gives it a rub. There's a flash, a puff of smoke, and a genie appears. The genie looks at the two men and demands to know who it was that rubbed the lamp. Delighted, the Raptors fan announces that it was him. "Okay," says the genie, "so you get 3 wishes. But there's a catch." "What's that then?" asks the Jazz fan. "Well, whatever you wish for, I'll give the other guy double." "That's all right with me," says the Raptors fan, and starts the ball rolling by wishing for £1,000,000. "Granted," says the genie, "but the Celtics fan gets 2 million. "Fair enough. Now, I'd like a nice new Ferrari." "Done. But the Celtics fan gets 2 Ferraris." "Okay," says the Raptors fan, "I'd like to donate a kidney." Andrea Bargnani. Andrea Bargnani walks into a sperm donor bank in London. "I'd like to donate some sperm," he says to the receptionist. "Certainly sir," replies the receptionist. "Have you donated before?" "Yes," replies Andrea. "You should have my details on your computer." "Oh yes, I've found your details," says the receptionist, "but I see you're going to need help. Shall I call your wife for you?" "Why do I need help?" asks Andrea. The receptionist replies, "Well, it says on your record that you're a useless wanker." Condoms. What's clear and goes on a prick? A clear condom. What's black and goes on a prick? A black condom. What's red and black and goes on a prick? A Raptors jersey. That's a problem. What do you call 10 Toronto Raptors fans on the moon? A problem. What do you call 100 Toronto Raptors fans on the moon? A problem. What do you call 1000 Toronto Raptors fans on the moon? Still a problem. What do you call all of the Toronto Raptors fans on the moon? Problem solved.